What do you say to guys that are Christians like yourself that are in this battle, and they keep saying, God, take this away from me, take this away from me, take this away from me, and it doesn't work?
Well, because God is waiting for them to do what they're waiting for God to do. He has provided them with the answer. But just praying isn't enough. You've got to go and connect with some other guys. You know, James 5:16 is a verse that says, confess to each other, and then you'll experience healing. It's very specific about that. So just telling God doesn't break the hold that it has on you. But opening up with somebody else and starting to talk about it will begin to break that bondage that you have in that particular area.
But guys say, look, you don't go to my college. I mean, you go down the dorms, or you go down the halls, or you go out just to the restaurants around campus. The fact is, you can't believe the way the women dress here. I mean, how do you shut yourself off to that through your eyes?
Well, you start to look at women above the neck. I mean, you start to bounce your eyes away from those kinds of things. You don't have to look and stare and lust after and memorize so that you can use that image later for gratification. And the more you do it, the easier it becomes.
Fred, you basically came up with this idea of bouncing your eyes. Tell us what that really is.
Well, bouncing the eyes is pretty simple. By nature, our eyes move towards the sensual things in our environment as men. I mean, we're built to draw that gratification through the eyes. And what I needed to do was train myself and train my eyes to look away rather than to look towards the sensual. And it's essentially a habit-breaking thing. A lot of guys will say, well, you know, men are visual. There's no way you can do that. Well, I've lived it now for about 20 years, and the fact is it's not really something that I even think about anymore. It's a natural thing to look away. So once you get that habit put into place where you're living more like we're expected to as Christians, you don't have to think about it anymore. Now, at first, it's tough. Like I said, it took 6 weeks to really hammer through that. But once that was in place, then I had other issues, you know, the mental lust and all that. But the eye issue is something you can deal with fairly quickly.